Hey everyone, it's Bianca. Time for an update. So today I decided to do my makeup. Natural is usually the way I usually want to go, but makeup, I love makeup, and I will continue to love makeup for the rest of my life. So, with that being said, I'm fairly new to vlogging and new to putting myself out there, but as you guys know, or if you're new, I have an Instagram, and my Instagram is the only form of social media that I really put myself out there on, but whatever I share on Instagram I also share to Facebook. Okay, so but Facebook I'm hardly on. Facebook I'm usually just checking messages. Yeah, so with Instagram that's where I'm more social, I guess. Because I like that people comment and I react to the comments. I'm not the type of person to go into DMs with random people, but sometimes that does happen. So yeah, I'm fairly new to this, and I'm kind of enjoying putting myself out there and getting to know who I am as a person. So every day I would say I feel this need to talk about God. I remember when I was younger, my parents were always taking me to church, and they were always telling me about, about God. And when you're a child, sometimes it's just like, oh, I really don't want to go to church. It takes forever, and they talk. And we were in a Spanish church, and I speak more English. And it was just like I didn't really understand what was going on. And it was really hard for me. But when I got older, like into my teen years, that's when I started to realize that that God was important. I started to understand how much He means to me. So God has always been in my life one way or another. So this year I would say I finally had my awakening. So one day I woke up and I was watching TV as usual, and all of a sudden, I always switch to, a channel that talks about God every now and then. So I switched to this channel, and there was a sermon going on about, all the things you could do wrong, all the things you could do right. And after I watched it, I started to feel like God was talking to me, and I started to feel like there was a closeness that I have been longing for most of my life. So after that day, I just became so into this, spirituality and meditation and the chakras, all the things that are about spirituality and learning about yourself. And what I'm learning about myself is that I've been on a spiritual journey basically my whole life. And I guess it's coming to the point where I'm going to another level where I'm starting to understand myself on the inside, if that makes any sense, and the way I think. Sometimes I feel like it's really hard to share the way I feel about my spirituality, only because some people feel, make me feel like because they're uninterested in what I'm going through, hold on a second. So yeah, I've had a couple of interruptions throughout this video. So okay, so I feel like whenever I want to talk about my spirituality, I feel like I'm very much alone. And I know a lot of people say that happens, because my spiritual journey is different from everyone else's. So, I try to remember most of the time that I'm not alone. I try to remember that my family is the most important thing. But sometimes when you're on a journey and you're trying to figure out who you are, you end up at a crossroads about where who you are and who you're becoming and the changes that are happening. And I feel like that is a big part of who I am now, speaking about God, talking about Him. And I'm not perfect. Everything with God is through faith. Everyone tries to come out with, different reasons for why you shouldn't believe in God or, for their beliefs. And I do not knock anyone for their beliefs. You are free to believe whatever you want to believe. But I know through experience that God is real. And I just want to know, what's the next step for me? Sometimes I think that, since my husband doesn't understand, I think that since my husband doesn't understand as much as I do, sometimes I feel like there's like a separation I feel like there's a separation of communication. And I try really hard to continue to communicate with my husband, and I try really hard to communicate with my family and friends. But I feel like as the days go on and as months will start to go on, I don't want to be, too far apart from they are, but this journey, I don't know where it's going to take me. I don't know what's going to happen or what's going to be put in my path. God is such a strong experience. Like, experiencing God Himself is like one of the best things. I feel like He is in me. Not too long ago, like, I smoked cigarettes since I was 18. I'm 24 now. And after I started this journey, I remember many times trying to quit cigarettes, and it was one of the hardest things I've ever had to do. Like, I would crave it. I would be so upset if I didn't have a cigarette. Like, usually most of the times when you crave a cigarette, it's like when you eat, when you use the bathroom, or when you're drinking coffee, or, not trying to put too much out there, but like, or after sex. But after that awakening, I no longer feel the need to smoke cigarettes. And it's not like I'm trying to quit, you know what I mean? It's not like I'm trying to quit. It's just happening. This change that's happening in me is amazing. And I'm pretty sure I could go out for a drink every now and then, but I remember this is like, I'm very young, 24, you should still want to go out and drink, and I love to have a good, have a drink and have a good time. And now I don't feel the need to go out and drink. I don't, like I said, I probably will every now and then, but I don't feel the need to anymore, or like the want to. Like, the first thing I would do when I would go out before is, buy a drink, and then go out and smoke a cigarette. And now it's to the point where I don't feel the need to do any of those things. And like I said, it's not like I'm trying to stop it, it's just happening. So this change that's happening in me is God. And I'm very thankful, and I feel favored when I talk about God. I feel amazing, and like I said, I can't stop talking about God. It's just something that's flowing inside of me, and I can't stop. So this is my experience that I'm going through right now. Meditation is such a beautiful thing. And I remember I used to try to meditate, it was so hard, and now I can meditate for hours. And I'm just grateful to have this closeness with God and my spirituality. And like I said, you don't have to believe in what I believe in. Everyone's entitled to their own beliefs. But I feel really good, and I am thankful. So yeah, it was nice talking to you guys. Till next time. Bye.
Remember to like and subscribe to my channel. Leave some comments below and click the little bell so you can get notifications when a new video comes up. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Jasleen Lover. Bye.